I'm Gary, and this is Coasting with Culture. I like to combine theme park visits and riding roller coasters with various cultural experiences around the world. Previously, I arrived to Buenos Aires to kick off the last stretch of my South American journey, seeking different coaster credits and exploring some of the most intriguing sights of the city, but ran into some delays from protests of the International Monetary Fund in the city. Next, it's the last of the larger South American parks, with a visit to Argentina's largest amusement park that featured a fun, unique zombie show. When I came to the town of Tigre the day before, the water park was open, but Parque de la Costa was not. Fortunately though, the amusement park was open the following day.
Coming to an open park is a lot better than coming to a closed one.
Parque de la Costa is a traditional style amusement park with a wide variety of rides. They have your smaller, easier going rides, your larger thrill machines, and various rides in between. The park also offers a great setting on the banks of the Luján River as it flows toward the Atlantic Ocean by way of Rio de la Plata, which is utilized for transportation and boat tours from various locations on the shores. There are 4 different coasters in this park. The first one ridden was Torbellino, a spinning coaster from Beijing Zhuhua Amusement Rides. This Chinese-designed coaster most resembles the standard spinning mouse style layout from the likes of Zamperla and Reverchon, but the drops that come between some of the zigzagging moments are pretty shallow by comparison. While the drops aren't much, the coaster does offer a great amount of spinning if you're a fan of that.
Sweet Jesus, did that thing spin like crazy. That thing feels like it violated the Geneva Convention with how quickly it spun. Holy smokes. And then when it stops the spinning to lock it back into place, it just kind of snaps back into place. So, yeah, might be contacting my chiropractor when I get back into the States.
Next was El Vigía, which translates to the lookout in English. This is a Zier Tivoli coaster with a larger layout that can be found at amusement parks around the world, but finds itself with a unique look as it rides through and around a replica mountain. The passing through and over this replica mountain does add to the fun of the ride. The park's other two coasters can be found on the other side in what some may call Vekoma Corner. While the previously ridden Boomerang style coaster in Chile had the nice new Vekoma train, this one had the original style. So I was prepared for the usual headbanging to commence.
To be honest, it's one of the smoother Boomerangs. It's actually not bad, even with the old style train.
Next door to Boomerang was their Vekoma suspended looping coaster, El Desafío, which is Spanish for the challenge. This also seemed like an appropriate name given that many enthusiasts find the SLC model of Vekoma to be a rougher ride, and thus a challenge to find enjoyable. But given the odd experiences I've had with this model of coaster in parks outside the United States, they don't seem to be quite as rough, and maybe this could be one of the better ones.
Yeah, I don't know if it's head trauma from the beating of the ride or if it's just me or what, but it always seems like these things ride better in other countries than they do in the US. Wasn't that bad. I mean, it wasn't the smoothest thing. It had some jerkiness to it and whatnot, but it wasn't terrible. Okay, ride.
After riding the park's coasters, there were more rides to check out, including La Mansión del Terror.
I really hope this is as good as the Haunted Mansion. I really don't think that was as good as the Haunted Mansion.
There was also a chance for another Tagada style ride, as had been pretty common for many of the South American parks on this trip. I also hopped on their large Ferris wheel, Vuelta al Mundo, for the sake of enjoying the surrounding views of the park and nearby area. One of the highlights of the park was a special show they had at their amphitheater, based on a zombie invasion. There was an extra charge for this show, but it was only a couple of dollars more, so I thought it was worth the few extra bucks to check it out. The show begins with a crew in radiation protection gear wandering the set as if they're investigating a nuclear fallout zone. Then, a Dark Lord comes out, summoning the zombies to run.
Uno a uno, harán parte de nosotros.
Things get a bit more interesting when the roaming isn't limited to the area around the stage. Soon, they were walking among the audience.
Sólida. Sí. Más grande y poderoso. Todos ustedes serán zombies.
No sé si alguien va a escuchar este mensaje. Somos un grupo de personas que...
As the zombies retreated, the heroes of the show came out and even brought members of the audience to the stage.
Mi nombre es Dante y vengo a contarles lo que está pasando.
But that would be a mistake, as the zombies came back and the show's heroes would find themselves fighting off the invasion in what was turning out to be a stunt show with a variety of effects.
¡Lua!
This was a fun show to watch, and worth a couple extra dollars, even with the language barrier.
So I've really only got two knocks on this park, one of which is their limited food selection. You know, they have a couple of eatery places and all they've got there are burgers or they've got pizza. And, you know, that's pretty typical for theme park fare, but having other options is always kind of nice as well. And there were a couple of places I tried to find ice cream, and they would have the logos of ice cream companies, but they really didn't have any ice cream there. It was more like popcorn and sodas or other things, so I'm not exactly sure what the story is on that. And then the other thing, too, that I would knock on this park is the operations. They are pretty slow. If you're coming here just for the coasters and it's a busy day, you'll probably want to look into getting the rapid passes that they offer. Otherwise, it's going to take a little bit longer. But if you're looking to have more of a relaxed day, this is a pretty nice park to come to. Now, having a lack of variety with eateries inside the park is actually not a problem here in Tigre, because if you take a walk just down the street, there's a number of options to go there.
The area outside of the park is worth spending a bit of time before or after the park. Here you can enjoy more waterside areas along Rio Tigre, which flows into the Rio Luján by the park, especially for the sake of a boat ride tour. Several of those boats depart from Estación Fluvial, which has a variety of cafes and shops to enjoy as well.
nice waiter from one of the nearby cafes shared with me that you actually can't drink the beer outside. So, came back inside to enjoy it. I promise I want to be a good tourist.
While I had taken an Uber to get here, there is a train that accepts the Subi card which can take you from Tigre to the Retiro Mitre station, near the northern end of Buenos Aires' city center. This would help me on my way to the next stop in finding more coaster credits. Thank you for watching this Coasting with Culture video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button below to see future videos here on YouTube, like these ones which you may enjoy as well. Additional content can be found at coastingwithculture.com, and you can also follow Coasting with Culture on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for announcements, previews, and updates. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, take care and safe travels.